I just wanted to bring this tangent in, which is the impact of social media and screen use on stress levels and anxiety levels. It's like there's been a lot of studies that have come out that show that if you are on social media or on a screen, specifically between like 9 p.m. and like 2 a.m., your levels of stress are just going to be heightened and your quality of sleep is going to be decreased. And because of that decreased sleep quality, you're going to be stressed the next day and your anxiety levels are going to be higher. And it's like, how interesting. All of us talking about how stressed we are and worried we are and busy we are. But in reality, you get home and you get on your screen and you scroll for a while. And it's like, that's kind of the thing that you feel comfortable. But in that feeling of comfort, you're now missing out on great quality sleep. And you're stuck in a fake world where there's FOMO and there's no face-to-face interactions. And it's just, there's been so many studies on how, like, if you spend more time on a screen than in person, you're not going to be as sociable. And scenarios where you have to talk with people, you're going to be more nervous and it's going to be hard. And to be honest, my podcast puts me on my screen a lot. I do a lot of these remote interviews. My goal is to have in-person interviews when I get space for a studio, which may be coming soon, but we'll keep you posted. But either way, I see how being on a screen, connecting with someone, I can connect like 90% of the way there, but not 100. And then that 100% is really useful. And I think so many people, ever since COVID, walking around Western, I guess I have a view of the world and it somewhat through the Western Michigan. And I'm walking down the halls and people are on their phones and they have headphones on. And, I try to like acknowledge, like I typically like make eye contact or say hello. And it's like some people hear it and then are like, I'm not acknowledging him back. And I'm like, man, is social interaction that stressful for you? And I'm like, well, if the main thing you do is spend time on a screen alone, I'm sure it would be stressful. And yeah, I guess it's just like there's been times where it's like, I'm so stressed out, I just need to take a breather. And taking a breath is insanely helpful as well when it comes to stress. Or it's like, I'm feeling kind of overwhelmed. Let's get outside and take my shirt off and get some sun on my face and breathe. And when I do that, wow, I'm feeling amazing in like 6 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. I'm feeling awesome. And I'm like, wow, maybe people don't get outside enough. Maybe people aren't talking with people enough. Maybe people are so attached to their screens that they just, now real life scenarios just seem so stressful because when you're on your screen, you're kind of in control of your own world. You get to choose who you get to see. You get to choose what you get to look up. You get to choose what you get to watch. When you're walking out in the real world, you aren't in as much control about what's occurring. And that can be stressful, I'm sure. And with the invention of these virtual reality machines, I'm worried that some people are going to think that the fake virtual world is going to be more interesting than the real world, because in the virtual world, they don't have to worry about the fear of rejection or the fear of social anxiety or the fear of really anything, the fear of death. When you're living in a virtual world, you have the ability to live with no consequences, and things are not stressful because they don't have real life repercussions. And it terrifies me that some people will probably fall into that trap. And, technology is exponentially increasing and our human brains are not evolving at the same rate. And I don't know if we're not able to keep up. And yeah, I guess this is just somewhat of a call to action.